Well, hey there, friend. I am so glad that you are here today. Today, we're going to talk about the day that you questioned a milestone or wondered if your baby or toddler was on track. And I'm hoping that through our discussion, I can give you some encouragement because every mom has that moment when you're looking at your baby and something inside you whispers, should they be doing more by now? Maybe it's rolling, maybe tummy time just isn't clicking for them, or maybe you watched another mom's baby doing something yours wasn't. You gotta love that comparison game, right? And suddenly this wave of doubt washed over you. So today I want to talk about that moment, the first time you question a milestone, because that moment can actually shape everything that comes after. Okay, let me tell you a little story here. I still remember this sweet little 4-month-old girl I was working with, and we were on the floor during her session. She was propped on a small rolled up towel, her little fists tucked in beneath her chest, trying her absolute hardest during tummy time. She would lift her head, lower it, and try again. But that little push-up just wasn't happening yet. Her mom watched every movement with so much hope, yet so much worry at the same time. I could actually feel her eyes bouncing between her baby and the milestone chart that she had memorized and actually printed out. And then she said something I've heard so many times. My friend's baby is already rolling. Why isn't she? The moment she asked, I saw it. I saw that quiet panic in her face, that tightening in her breath, waiting for my response. Those thoughts moms never say out loud, but always feel. Is she behind? Did I miss something? Am I failing her? You will not believe how many times I hear this on a daily basis. Us moms hold on to so much guilt, worry, and shame. If something is wrong with our child, we internalize it. And I want to say this clearly, so listen up. Those thoughts don't make you a bad mom. They make you a loving one because they come from a place of deep love for your little one. So if you've ever had that moment, you are so far from alone. Like I said, I've worked with countless families over the years, and every mom, every single one has questioned a milestone at some point. So when something doesn't line up perfectly with the average age range, or doesn't match what your cousin's baby is doing, or what someone in your Facebook group is bragging about, it's completely natural to start worrying. But here's the truth. The fact that you are even noticing these means you're already doing an amazing job. So that moment when you first question a milestone is actually incredibly meaningful because it marks the beginning of your awareness. And awareness is powerful. You've heard me say that before. Awareness helps you notice small changes. Awareness helps you understand your baby's unique strengths. Awareness helps you respond with confidence and not fear. And here's what most moms never ever hear. Questioning a milestone doesn't mean something is wrong. It simply means that you are paying attention, and paying attention is one of the most powerful gifts you can give your little one. So when moms come to me worried about milestones, it's almost never the milestone itself that's causing the anxiety. It's the comparison. It's the pressure to keep up. It's the fear of missing something important. It's the idea that development is like a race with winners and losers. But I want to tell you something. Milestones are ranges, not rigid timelines. Your baby's development isn't a competition. It's a very special journey. And every baby's journey is beautifully different. So when that moment happens, when you start questioning, I want you to remember these 4 steps that I'm going to give you that will hopefully put your mind at ease. Okay, so number 1, I want you to observe and not compare. Watch what your baby can do. Your baby. Look for tiny attempts, small movements, early signs of progress. Look at their previous milestones to use as a gauge. That's exactly why I created Milestone Mom, to educate you properly on milestones and development so you can see where your little one just came from and where they are going next. I also want you to focus on your baby and not the internet. Charts, reels, shorts, Facebook groups. None of them know your child like you do. And that is exactly why I teach you this inside of my free 5-day Milestone Mastery Workshop, that you are your child's expert first and foremost. That is actually lesson 1, because you need to start believing that you are your child's expert. No one knows them like you do. And sometimes things that sound like a delay really aren't a delay, especially if we take prematurity into consideration. So if you want to join my free 5-day Milestone Mastery Workshop, I will go ahead and leave a link in the description below. Okay, the next step is support with simple, loving activities. No pressure, no forcing, just opportunities for practice woven into play, into everyday play. And I actually have an entire lesson dedicated to play and how to weave play into those varying milestones inside of the free workshop that I previously mentioned. Okay, step number 4. If something still feels off, trust your instincts. I always say that a mom's spidey senses should never be ignored. You're not overreacting. You're not being dramatic. You're being a mom who pays attention, and that is a strength. You might even have a pediatrician that you brought this information to, and he's using the let's wait it out and see approach. Or maybe you brought it up with your husband or a family member, and they think that you're over exaggerating or being overly sensitive. So I just want to tell you right here and right now that if you have a little one that's aged birth to 36 months, you can actually refer them to the early intervention program. You do not need to wait for a pediatrician's referral. And I'll go ahead and leave a link to the early intervention program in your state in the description below. Okay, so that moment, the first time you questioned a milestone, it doesn't always mean something's wrong. And it definitely did not mean that you failed your child. I hear that so many times as well. It actually means that you're stepping into your role as your baby or toddler's strongest advocate. It meant that you were paying attention. It meant that you were learning how your little one grows and thrives. So now that you've heard the 4 steps to take when you start questioning a milestone, you might actually be wondering, okay, but what if I am missing something? What if it is actually a red flag and I need to do something about it? Well, that's exactly why I want you to watch this next video right here, because when you pair that with what you learned today, it's going to be way more powerful and you'll understand your baby or toddler's development with so much more confidence and clarity. And as always, I appreciate you and I will see you in the next video. All right, bye-bye.